All right, guys, so we're about to get into doing a squat. Well, Greg's going to get into doing a squat. And we're going to use the power rack here. Now, if you notice, I want to show you really quickly, there's some safety struts in a power rack, and you'll see why those are important later. But make sure when you get into a power rack, you set them up. Nothing more to say. Let's get into a basic squat. So you're going to notice that Greg starts off with his feet about hip to shoulder width apart. That gives him a good sense of balance, it gives him a good base, and it allows him to be able to move up and down without any restrictions. So why don't you drop down into a squat, Greg, and we'll talk him through as you go in. Pausing there, notice that when Greg's down here, his thigh is about parallel to the ground, his knee is at a 90-degree angle. You notice that his knee is not going over his toe, his big toe is up, so that 70 or 80% of his body weight is into his heel, and he's going to squeeze his glutes, otherwise known as bum, and he's going to stand on up. Good, and let's go through that again. He pauses, notice again, 90, knee's not over the toe, toe is up, weight is into the heel, and come on up. And good, let's go for 3 more. Now you'll notice that Greg also has his hands on his shoulders and up here. What that's great for is it allows him to know if his body is staying nice and tall. You always want to be keeping your spine in a neutral alignment. And with his arms here, he knows as soon as they dip down, if he goes forward here, that he's not in neutral alignment. So it's a great thing to have his arms up here because it keeps his spine in neutral alignment, and it's a great reminder to him or to you that you're tall. Let's go see 2 more, Greg. Neutral alignment, 90. Thighs parallel when he goes down. Go ahead. Nice. You just keep going. So neutral alignment, 90. Thighs parallel when he goes down. Big toe off the ground. Weight into the heel, about 70%. Awesome job. Let me shake that out. So that's a body weight squat. Now, if you're a little bit more advanced, you're going to want to get yourself into the rack and get some weight on there because we talked about it, the law of progressive overload. So let's progressively overload your body with some weight. Now, a big thing you're seeing is Greg has gone under the bar and sat the bar across his traps, or that meaty part in your back. In your neck, if you feel down the back of your neck, you'll feel your spine, and you'll feel the spinal processes. There's things that poke out this way. You don't want to rest the bar on those. So we'll bring you back, Greg, just to rest it there. You don't want to rest the bar there. Why? Because you're going to have a nasty bruise tomorrow morning, and you're going to probably be blaming me. So I want you to make sure you're nice across the traps, and we're going to go through the same steps. So let's watch Greg. He'll come out of the rack, setting his feet up again, just wider than shoulder, or just wider than hip width apart. And let's go through it. Squeezing the glutes, standing up. Good, he's going down, thigh parallel, squeezing the glutes, standing up. Big toes off the ground, about 70% of his weight is in his heel. Now let's talk quickly about breathing. You'll notice that Greg is exhaling as he comes up, or he's exhaling as he does work. What that does is it allows his core or his midsection to tighten up and be nice and strong to hold that weight up, keep his spine in neutral as he presses that weight through the entire range of motion. I think you're warm now. What do you think?
Pretty warm.
All right, let's progressively overload. Let's do this. And then you can rep through. Good. Now, perfect. Now you'll notice that we have these struts in here, and I was talking about these earlier as your safeties. Now what if Greg went all the way down and he couldn't get up? He could easily leave them on that safeties, come right out, and the bar's good here. So that's why this is real important to have in here, because if you do fail and you're by yourself, you don't want to be crumpled up in a little ball on the floor. Let's put some weight up here and let's get this going. Stepping under the bar. Set across the traps, nice and tall. Feet, hip to shoulder width apart. Spine neutral. And down. Squeeze those glutes. Up. Down. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is how you get a squat in.
Excellent.
Nice. Let's move on to the next. We'll see you guys in the next video.